All right, Mike.
All right, let's get to our last topic of the day, guys. Game Time is going to bring us this topic, and there's nothing like the energy of a Major League Soccer match. The chants, the atmosphere, the last-minute goals. If you want to experience it all live, Game Time makes getting tickets easier than ever with last-minute deals, all-in pricing, and a lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying all your Major League Soccer tickets. Plus, ticket prices drop as kickoff gets closer, so you can score amazing seats at a great price. Take the guesswork out of buying these tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. So FanDuel put out its over-under win totals for the upcoming season.
Yes.
And they put a number out for the Browns, and I'm curious on your guys' opinion of. Then we'll look at the big picture number for the AFC North and figure out if there's any place you think we could make some money. Now, this is obviously
it the lowest?
We
talked about this the other day. What's that?
It is the lowest in the AFC North. It is not the lowest in the AFC.
There was no debate that it was going to be the lowest in the AFC North.
I'm just saying, it's not the lowest on the board.
Okay.
So FanDuel set the Browns' win total for 2025. This is pre-draft at 5.5 wins. The over is plus 105. The under is minus 125, which means more people early on are betting the under on 5.5 wins. Right. Dustin, 5.5, the FanDuel line. Does that feel right?
Oh, yeah.
Too high or too low for the Cleveland Browns?
It's probably right there. You could have made it 4.5, and I'd have been like, that's fine too. I think it's right where it should be. You know, the Browns are not going to be a very good team next year. Let's be honest. We don't know who their quarterback's going to be. They don't have a lot of talented pieces at the skill positions. They are getting old on both lines. I just think that there's a lot of concerns with this football team. Now, it could all change if you get the right quarterback, or maybe you get one of these veterans that comes in here and you know, whatever it may be, finds that Flacco, you know, lightning in a bottle. I think it's certainly possible. I would take the under 5.5. There's no doubt.
Tyvis, you with Dustin on the under? No, you're on the over.
You know I'm on the over. I told you the Cleveland
Plus
Browns,
money on it, man.
The Cleveland Browns will not be picking in the top 10. Who got the 10th pick in the
Has
draft?
he got a Browns prediction right?
Yes.
Ever?
Yes.
Yeah, he has. But
okay.
he's wrong
Since
on
I've
this
been on the show, or
period.
Who is picking?
I'm never wrong.
Who's picking 10th?
Who's picking 10th? And what was
Cowboys?
I think it is the Cowboys.
No, I think the Cowboys
or is it the Raiders?
12. No, the Raiders are 7.
Saints?
10th is the Chicago Bears.
What was their
Raiders
record?
are 6. Chicago Bears have the 10th pick. Their record in 2025 was
7-10, 6-11.
The Chicago Bears were 5-12.
Oh, 5-12.
So I gotta get.
They'd still be under. The 10th pick. Oh no, you said they wouldn't be in the top 10.
Yeah, so they got.
So 11th is who?
Gotta win.
Who's 11th, Mike? Because you said.
I just went back and forth on 3 tabs. Hold on. Now, I got them all up now. Keep them up. 11th is the 49ers, who won 6 games.
Okay. So based on that, they're going to finish 11th or lower, which would be 6 wins. So you got the over.
I got to win in 6 games, exactly. Okay. But I think that in the NFL is weird. You know, it's nothing is really year to year. There are some players and some teams that are year to year, but a lot of the times, you know, some things, obviously the defense. One year they was really good. This past year they weren't. I think this upcoming season they're going to do some things to get back to who the basis of the Browns are, and I think that that's going to allow them to win some games. At the end of the day, it's going to be some gritty, tough football have to be played, and that team has to get that mentality that they got to get back to taking the fight to other teams. You know, if they do that, they'll be able to grind out some 12-6 games or some 9-3 games if that's what it comes down to. Obviously, Dustin Hopkins got to get his thing back to what it was because I don't know what the heck he got going on. But I think that they can find 6 games. When I look at their schedule, it's a very tough schedule this year, but I think that they can find a way to get 6 games.
All right, so when you predict how many games a team is going to win, obviously you're just guessing. But I always like to think of it as, okay, if they played the season 100 times, you know, there'd be extremes, right? But what result would happen most often? And I think the result that would happen most often for the Browns
5-12
is probably 5-12.
Yeah.
I was going to say somewhere between 4 and 6. That somewhere 4, 5, and 6 would be the most often. Yes, there's a 1 out of 100 where they win 9 games or 8 games and 0 games in 1 game. But probably 4, 5, or 6. So I split the difference. So I go with 5. I think they go 5-12. That's based on right now. Now, by the time we get to training camp, it could be different. But as of now, the Browns have probably the worst quarterback situation in the league. Is that fair to say?
Fair.
They have, except for maybe Tennessee, the worst skill position talent in the league.
Yes, we talked about that
Right.
before. Yep.
Okay. Their offensive line, you said it, it's old. To me, there's no short things at tackle or center.
No.
For them. There's no short things on the D line besides Myles Garrett. There's no short things at linebacker. Even though they disappointed last year, I still think the secondary is pretty good. But I got no running back. I got one wide receiver. I got one solid tight end, no quarterback, a mediocre offensive line at best, nothing in the front seven besides Myles Garrett. I don't know how I can predict that team to win more than 5 games. What am I hanging my hat on with them?
I think for me, everything that you just said is 100% true. I would agree with everything you said. And I would say that last year they were pretty much in the same boat.
Yeah.
And I would say when I look at their wins and losses, they lost a lot of games by a touchdown or less.
Right, but you could say that about anything.
True.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
because the year before they won those games. So that's why I'm saying
Right.
as bad as this team was last year, horrible, they still had the opportunity to win a lot of these games. So therefore, if they just tweak a couple of things here, I'm not saying they're going to win them all, but they're going to win some, I believe. So I think that ultimately could get them to 6 wins.
Yeah, I mean, we're debating between 5 and 6.
Correct.
I mean, it's not that big a difference.
I'm saying that at some point that they'll win at least 2 more games.
Yeah, listen, if the Browns finish 6-11 this year, I don't think either of us is going to be surprised.
I'm not going to be like, oh, I was right.
Now, if they win 8-9 games, I'll be very surprised.
If they win 6 games, do they keep their jobs?
I think they're keeping their jobs no matter what.
Okay.
I'd say 90% they keep their jobs.
Okay.
The season would have
Is that the right answer?
Dude, don't you think what Jimmy Haslam said yesterday sort of solidified the fact that he believes in them and he's going to listen to them?
Dustin, is that the right choice?
But you never know with Jimmy.
What? No matter what to keep them?
Yes.
Ask me in 8 months.
Yeah.
8 months.
So
if
the
it's,
rest of
if
the
it's a
AFC North.
disaster, everybody gonna be outside his house with picking signs.
Ask me Thanksgiving. How about that?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
So the rest of the AFC North, just for fun, let's look at the other 3 teams.
Why don't we guess what?
I don't hit the button. Steve took that before you could say anything. I got all the other teams, though. So this is the AFC North. We could guess teams outside of the AFC North. Initial thoughts on the Ravens being at 11.5 here, guys.
These are all good numbers, man. Like, probably pretty on. I like the Bengals over.
I like the Bengals over too. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but
I like the Bengals at 9. Exactly.
Yeah, Ravens at they're gonna be right at 11-12. These numbers are pretty on, man.
Yeah.
I would say, listen,
The Steelers the only one that's like.
I'll take the under on the Steelers, especially.
Really?
Finally, I am. If they get Aaron Rodgers, they're going to win like 3 games.
Really? You think it's going to be that bad?
Oh, I take that to the bank.
Watch.
I take that to the. If they get Aaron
Why
Rodgers.
do you think? I mean, I'm not high on Aaron Rodgers right now, but you're lower on him than I am. Why do you think they're going to be that bad with him?
Dude, that personality with that,
it's a bad fit.
I think it's a bad fit
from that perspective.
That's a big part of it, man.
Yeah.
Look, Rodgers can still ball. There's no doubt. You saw it this year.
All of his teammates love him.
Do they?
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing.
They said.
I know Garrett Wilson loved him.
They said that he's misunderstood.
Look, brother, I'm telling you right now, if I was teammates with Rodgers, I wouldn't say a word about him. I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't say anything bad about Aaron Rodgers.
No. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't need that guy on my bad side.
All I'll say about the Bengals,
he'll be sticking a voodoo doll.
Right.
I'll be like, oh, what's going on here?
The Bengals at 9.5. They won 9 games last year with the worst offense in the league.
Worst defense in the league.
Worst defense in the league. They played better defense. Like for the final 5 games when they played great, their defense went from worst in the league to below average. And the Bengals with just an average, if they can get the defense to close to average, can win 11, 12 games with it if their defense is average. Because I don't think there's a team in football that's got a better offense than the Bengals. And that's with issues at guard. They've got issues at both guards. Besides that, they're loaded on offense.
They could trade the Browns for Tevin Jenkins.
I wanted the Bengals to sign Tevin Jenkins.
Give us a second round, you can have him.
I'd do it. Actually, I wouldn't because that was stupid. If the Bengals could have signed him, paid him more money. But anyway, they're going to deal with guard in the draft. But go ahead, Mike.
Give me another team. Pick a team. We could pick their
Kansas City.
Before I tell you,
Yeah.
I'll give. We don't have graphics for these. I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
But I'll give you the chance to guess on all these. KC.
I'll nail these ones.
All right.
Kansas-
Well, not that hard.
I would
Kansas City,
say-
I'll say 12.5.
11.5 for Kansas City.
10.5.
Dustin 1 for 1 nailed it to a T. 11.5.
Well, you
with
give us the
more
team.
money on the under than the over.
You give us the team, we'll guess.
We'll just go down the line because we got 5 minutes here.
Well, you don't go down the line because then we're going to know what the order is.
no,
So-
it's alphabetical order down the line.
okay. Go ahead.
Arizona,
7.5.
6.5.
7.5.
8.5.
Ooh.
Really?
Okay.
The Falcons,
9.5.
8.5.
8.5.
Dustin, way off. 7.5. They're not buying the Penix hype.
Yeah.
Terrible division.
We did the Ravens. Buffalo. Dustin, your Bills.
12.5.
11.5.
10.5.
Tyvis got it. 11.5. The upstart Panthers. Bryce Young.
4.5.
6.5.
Bull nailed it.
It is 6.5. Nailed it, Bull. The Chicago Bears. Is Fanduel buying the Caleb Williams hype?
I bet you they are. I'm going to say 8.5.
Ben Johnson's there.
7.5.
That's a good answer. I would go the opposite way. 9.5.
8.5. Bull, you're on fire
Yes.
here. Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas always gets overhyped.
8.5.
7.5.
I think Dustin's got it. 8.5.
7.5.
Oh,
Tyvis got that one. The
nice.
Broncos. Bo Nix.
9.5.
8.5.
Dustin and Ty got that one. The Lions.
10.5.
Dustin got it. If Dustin gets it right off the bat, I'm going to just give it to
Oh
him.
my
He said he was
God.
going to nail it.
All right.
The Packers.
10.5.
9.5.
9.5 it is.
Yeah.
The Houston Texans.
8.5.
The Texans.
This is a tough one.
It is a tough one.
it's a
8.5.
9.5.
I'm going 9.5 too. It's a bad division.
9.5.
Yeah.
I am like one off every time.
Indianapolis.
7.5.
6.5.
6.5.
7.5. I need you guys to filibuster for 20 seconds.
Okay.
Go.
All right, about the
Yeah.
Colts. Who is going to be the starting quarterback for the Colts?
I think Richardson's still
Anthony
has a chance.
Richardson.
They signed Daniel Jones, though.
Cares.
Yeah, but
Cares, dude.
You
it's
still like him?
Richardson?
Anthony Richardson.
Yes, he's like 21 years
I know.
old, man.
I'm much more a believer in Bryce Young in Carolina than I am with Richardson in the Colts.
I agree. I agree with that.
I'm not saying
Anthony Richardson to me, he kind of gives me the Jalen Milroe vibes.
Oh, really?
Where he's just like a freakish athlete, but like
He's very mature. He like the NFL to him, like he was like living with his like mom in
Yeah.
college. Like that's
Right.
he took care of everything. You know what I mean? Like getting to the NFL with grown men who are married dudes and having to deal with all this pressure and stuff. Like give him a couple years, man.
He needed to ask out
that's
of the
why he
game.
needed a blow.
Yeah, I think.
Have you ever seen a quarterback
I
do
think
that?
there's a chance
would never do
may
that
have-
again.
He may have been babied growing up.
Yeah.
and there's a chance that he needs to toughen up.
He will never
That's
do
tough
that.
for a
He will
quarterback.
never do that again.
Oh, my God.
He said he should have lied.
What do you think his teammates were saying when that happened?
The offensive line probably was
They
like,
probably said a word. that starts with a
MFR,
P.
I've been in the game the whole time. I'm tired too.
Yeah, that was bad.
All right, next
ahead.
up, Jacksonville. New coach, same roster.
4.5.
There's a lot of variety here. It's higher than that.
No, Jacksonville
I'm going
is
7.5.
7.5.
7.5. You nailed it. How about Geno Smith and the Raiders?
6.5.
6.5.
5.5.
6.5. Year 2 for Harbaugh, Herbert, and the Chargers.
9.5.
Wow, Dustin, you're good.
That's a great answer.
9.5. Yeah.
The Rams,
8.5.
8.5.
9.5. Higher on the Rams. Miami,
8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
it is 8.5, and I love the under on that one. Minnesota won 14 games last season. What do you think their
9.5.
8.5.
9.5.
9.5.
8.5. I was
Bull
right.
got it, 8.5. The Patriots, Drake May, big offseason spenders.
7.5.
No,
5.5.
6.5.
7.5.
7.5.
What?
Travis got it, yep. The New Orleans Saints.
That's crazy.
4.5.
I'm just
Carr?
reading you what FanDuel put out there.
Derek Carr.
4.5.
I can't believe the Patriots are 7.5.
Derek
Go
Carr,
ahead.
right? Okay. it's
Saints.
Saints,
Derek Carr is still the quarterback.
4.5.
5.5.
No, 6.5.
Dustin for the dub.
You got to be kidding
The
me.
Giants.
3.5.
4.5.
Who's this again?
Giants.
3.5.
Oh, they're 4.5.
4.5.
5.5. The Jets.
Really?
The Jets.
6.5.
Who's their quarterback?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Fields.
Like
Yeah.
6.5.
I really like the talent on that team, but it's Justin Fields.
I think Tyvis is on it.
Yeah, I think it's 6. I'm with him too. 6.5.
5.5.
Oh, wow.
The Eagles, defending Super Bowl champions.
11.5.
12.5.
11.5.
Dustin got 11.5. Bo, you were late, but you also got it.
You did get
We
it.
did the Steelers. This one,
This is fun.
Yeah.
the 49ers.
7.5.
No.
All them people they lost?
9.5.
No. They lost a lot. 7.5.
10.5.
Wow.
What?
We were
With who?
way off.
That is the one that we have disagreed
The
with.
Niners always get. Well, to me, the Patriots was the big. I don't know how the Patriots are 7.5. I don't know how the Patriots are 2 better than the Jets. I don't buy that, but go ahead.
All right, Seattle.
Who the hell's their quarterback?
Sam
What's his
Darnold.
face? Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
7.5. 7.5.
7.5. I'm with Tyvis.
No, 8.5.
8.5.
All right, I'm staying 7.5.
And boy, you're right. You stayed on the right side of history at 7.5.
Hey,
3 more.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield.
9.5.
8.5.
9.5.
Dustin, you got it. 9.5. Tennessee,
3.5.
4.5.
5.5.
You said the Browns weren't the lowest.
On FanDuel, it turns out
They're
that
tied?
is it tied for the lowest. They
Tied,
didn't go
yeah,
anything
tied for the
under 5.5. Now, on other books, I have seen lower. The Giants are at 3.5 on ESPN Bet and on Bet Rivers.
Yeah.
So other things have gone lower. And last but not least, the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels, year 2. They won 12 games last year.
9.5.
8.5.
Big drop-off, Bull. Dustin.
9.5.
And Dustin ends it with a dub.